So, welcome to Give Yourself a Break. You cannot be a resource to everyone, and it's an honor that you're here. And I'm so excited to be the host. I'm Mashudu Mbele. I'm the owner of Enabler Solutions. So, I'm a life coach, also an NLP practitioner, and also a negative emotional therapy practitioner. Also, I'm an engineer who has ventured to helping people. So I left engineering about 5 years ago, about 3 years ago, full time. So we've been running this business full time. So welcome. So this is an opportunity where also bring pens. If you've got a pen, just bring a pen. And as we're going through the presentation, there's some questions that I'll be asking, and it will be great that you reflect. And also the beauty is that you're going to also get a workbook just to facilitate and continue with this work, because you might attend this session and you're not feeling okay mentally today. And you're just here, just sitting, going like, what can I do? So that is the opportunity for you to be able, after this session or during the week, you're able to listen to the recording and you do the work. And the workbook will also help you to tap into the greatness that you are, because you are amazing queens. And once more, thanks to everyone who just joined in. And it will be nice just to know where you are dialing from. So just say where you're dialing from. And also one question that I want to ask as we're starting today. Who are you? So I don't want to hear what you do. I don't want to hear how many kids you have or whether you're married or not. I just want to know, who are you? If you were to step out into the world and those definitions are removed, who are you? So where are you from and who are you? So PMB, we've got PMB. So who are you and where are you from? Oh, awesome. So let's start. So happy International Women's Day. It's an honor that we celebrate this Women's Day. Being in South Africa, we also have got another Women's Day in I think in May. So, but today we're celebrating with women out there in the world. We've got over 8 billion people, and we're celebrating with them today. And it's an honor that you also chose to be here. I'm so excited that you chose this hour to be here, just to be empowered and also to network. This is also to learn. I know when I open a session for questions, you are going to inspire others, and we've got an awesome guest as well. Her name, she's a geologist, so I'll share her name as we go through. She's just gonna share how she has given herself a break. So it's quite important, and I trust everyone who's here will be able and be empowered with what will be shared today. So continue sending those messages. Where are you from and who are you? So you remove the definitions, the titles, whether you're married, who are you? I would like you to tap into who you are. Today, by the time we end this session, you need to know who you are. And when you step up in the morning, when you wake up, when you open your eyes, people are able to say, this is who you are. They can see it and you embody it. And if there's a voice saying, I'm not that, write that, because that is who you are. You need to work on that doubt, on that fear, on that self-sabotage, on that imposter syndrome. So this is the opportunity to tap into that greatness. So I see we've got goddesses. Morales says she's a global connector. And I saw there was someone who said she's a goddess. Who said she's a goddess? Geez, the things are going. So who are you? So International Women's Day is all about accelerating action, and it's about accelerating action wherever you are, but also it's accelerating action within yourself of who you are. What do you need to do? We are in March and you are left with 9 months of the year. What are those goals? Are you actioning them? And if you haven't set up those goals, you need to set them up. So today you are here to listen to that. So we're here to be the catalyst of change that you need to be. So welcome to everyone who's coming through. So I hear I'm a queen, I'm joyful from Palabura. That is Susan Laura. She's dialing in from Saudi Arabia, but she's basically from Durban. And continue sharing and inspiring others because some people are so scared to even write who they are. And they'll find that there is some similarities. They're just waiting for you to write that. So continue writing that. One thing that you cannot do, you cannot give what you don't have. So it's important that you give what you have. And that is why today is about taking a break. Some people give their all and they don't give their best. And when they give their all, when they go to sleep and say, no, I did this and this and this for my kids, for my partner, for my boss, for the company that I work for my employees. I gave it my all. So when you give your all, you realize there's something lacking that is you. So you need to learn how to give your best. And that is what we're going to tap into. And also, if this quote is triggering you, do write what it's saying to you. So I'd like to see what it's saying to you. So as we are continuing, if you just dialed in, just say where you're coming, where you're dialing from, and who are you. You remove the titles, you remove just who you are. We want to tap to that greatness that is within you. And also the third one is just look at this code. What is it saying to you? Some people will be crying today because you realize you've been betrayed, you have been sabotaged, you have been sidelined. So have water, have a tissue, and also write those emotions. So it's quite important. So this is your day to find space where you can just be yourself, just scream and do anything that your body's saying to you. So this is a day of transformation and healing, and crying is also a way of healing. So it's time to stop suppressing those disappointments, trying to be a superhero. So today, just relax. We are here. We've got amazing participants who are here as well. So just enjoy being here. So let's continue. Honke says, I'm a beautiful one from Mahikeng. Then Murari says, the coach says, you're doing well by closing the door. Wow. And Susan, she's a giver. And Lil is a queen. And then we've got Lindy, we're dialing from Ireland. She's a student of life. And we've got Tulisile, love, life, altar. I don't know what does that mean. And then daughter of the Most High, I'm the light and salt of the world. And yes, Laura, connect with Moraro. We've got also Meneo, who's here from the Northwest. She's quite an inspiration. She's a spirited lover, so whatever she wrote there, that is who she is. Who else? I'm continuing to read as we are calling. Bulera says, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I'm a person who loves people and seeing people doing well. I'm kind and supportive. I'm a helper. I'm quite a rebel. I love to connect people for the good of all involved. I'm learning to love myself and fill my cup consistently and to give others from my overflow. Thank you so much for sharing. And Lungile Baker and the love of Jesus. And then we've got Mbali from Cape Town. Tell us who you are. Continue. We've got Nonchanika from Empangeni, who's trail of breath of her angels and ancestors breathe through her. CD from Rodiport, God's favorite daughter. So I'll continue writing. I'll come back to the comments. So engage and also just write what the quote. There are few who have already responded to say what the quote says to them. So why this topic matters? So when I created this, I had this topic, but I couldn't put it into words. And one Sunday, I think when I started advertising it, and the topic came, I'll give yourself a break, and which is something that I had suffered from. And even this year for me, my Wednesday, it's my day off. So if you're trying to call me, you find that my phones are all off. So that is how I give myself a break because I work on weekends and during the week, but Wednesdays they are off unless it's a matter of life and death. So women often take multiple roles. We'll be caregivers, leaders, nurturers, and all the other roles that we take. And at times, those roles we take them unconsciously and we think like we're adding value. At times you find that you are self-sabotaging yourself, and also you are not allowing people to grow, you're blocking their growth. So that is why today you're gonna learn discernment. It's important that you learn discernment and also fill your cup, because you say, I gave my all, and my question will say, did you give your best? So we've got this pressure of showing up for others, and this can lead to burnout. I suffered from burnout in October 2021 whilst I was still being employed as in corporate. And I had body pains all over my body. I went to the doctor. We did all the scans, we did blood tests, and the doctor said, there's nothing wrong with you. All I'm gonna do is just give you a week off and switch off your laptop, switch off your work phone, and just watch TV and be in nature, and that helps. So sometimes we don't listen to our bodies. So when we're giving our all, but our bodies and our intuition, which is the gift that we have been given, we don't listen to it. We still want to show up even when we deplete ourselves. So that is quite important, that we put ourselves first and you give yourself a break. So today we're going to explore on how you recharge, set boundaries, and also looking at the monthly cycles. I don't know if you're aware that your monthly cycle also affects who you are, how you show up, and how you do things when you're productive. And also to embrace self-care and mindset. And also you're gonna be motivated by my guest today. And as soon as she does in, I'll check her. So I'm not sure if she's here yet, but she will dial in because of other commitments. But as soon as she does in, we'll give her the platform because she needs to rush off again. So that is what we'll be focusing on. And if you've got questions and something triggers you, you can type it down, or you can also write it and wait for it on the Q&A. But it doesn't mean you need to be quiet. If there's a message you're feeling as you're reading, you're being triggered, write that trigger. You realize there are other people who are feeling it. So I'm not only the facilitator, we're all facilitators. We're here to hold each other's space. So do engage. And just furthermore, why this topic matter, because there are people who like scientific. So I research, and also I found out there are three areas which affect us. Is that women spend 2.4 times more on unpaid care work. And that is why we get depleted. And also the women face a lot of stress. 53% of women, this was done, this is a research for the whole world. I tried to do the South African one, but I wasn't happy with the figures. But I just felt, let me just share, because this is International Women's Day, how we are, we as women, what is research saying about us? So we we are exhausted, we're stressed. Most of us are stressed already, it's already much. So just write who's stressed, who's burnout, so that let's see how true this stats say. And also the ages which are really impacted. And if you don't see your ages, doesn't mean you're not impacted. This is just on research. So the age that is mostly impacted is women aged 35 to 45. So they suffer from burnout and mostly feel exhausted. And also those women who are starting to work, and you have obtained your degrees, your qualifications, or some opted to just go to open their own companies who are young. They feel a high stress level because they're trying to figure themselves out, and they go like, whatever I read from school, some of it doesn't relate. Really, am I worth it? Do I need to do this? So that is why you need to have people. You have to have mentors in life. You have to have four people in life. That is a mentor, that is a coach, that is a therapist and your sponsor. Your sponsor is that person. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in corporate or whether you're working for a business or you're running your own business, is someone that will always mention your names in places where you don't even reach. And your mentor is someone who will help you. And you need to make sure that you run that relationship so that you can get the best out of it. And a coach will take you from point C to point J or Z because they'll help you. Because sometimes we try to navigate things by ourselves. And what I've learned on my journey is to always get the help of those who are knowledgeable. That's why we have those people. We've got people who are destiny helpers, who are destiny connectors. So if you're a person of faith, one thing that you can include if you're not doing it is say, I want to be connected. My creator connect me with my destiny helpers, my destiny connectors in terms of what I desire to achieve, in terms of actioning all these things. So you have to do that. And then women who are over 50, so I'll be turning 50 soon. So I guess I'm almost getting there, is they find challenges of taking care of their adult kids and their grandchildren, and also navigating their bodies not feeling well, arthritis coming in, mobility. That is why you need to exercise, because your your health is your net worth, and also your network is your net worth. So that is quite important. So do look at that. And as you're looking at this, what is popping up in your mind? What is it saying? What are these stats saying to you? Are you getting an aha moment? What is really happening? So why do you need a break? What are the signs that you need a break? You are exhausted, you are tired, and every time in the morning you're taking energy drinkers, and also could be the diet that you're eating, you're stressed, you're irritable. And now I think most of us yesterday, we got a lot of trauma and irritation because of emergency load shedding. Also that affects us because most of us we experience trauma throughout our childhood and our adulthood. And when something like that, something which makes you feel uncomfortable again, it also affects your mental health and feeling unappreciated because you're giving your all, because you are not pouring from an overflow. And yeah, we feel like people are taking you for granted. But at times we try to do these things and we don't ask people. That's why at times before you help, you need to ask. The reason I say this, let me just use this example. So let's say there's this, you just heard someone, they need food and all that, and you go and buy food. Let's say for this particular family, you go and buy food according to you what you think they need because you didn't ask, and then you go and donate that food. And then a day later, you hear that they took some of the things that you bought. Let's say you bought oil, you bought canola oil, and them, because of their health, they take olive oil, or because of their preferences. So they took some of the groceries that you gave them, and you just get angry because you assumed for them. So that is why look at where are you pouring without asking if those people really need that. So I know this is an extreme, but and then you find that you create your own discomfort, create your own stress because you're assuming that because this person, they said this is what they need, and you don't understand the background of what are the issues that I have. So ask people if they need help, what do you really need? Because they will be able to appreciate whatever you're giving them, because that is what they need, not what you think they need. Is it making sense? Are we still here? And then another sign is that you lose motivation or joy in things and in your loved one because they've betrayed you, they've done, your kids are not listening to you, everything is just going haywire, and you just go like, why me? Why me? So this is an opportunity to say, let me retreat. Let me take a step back and see what do I need to do differently? What do I need to do differently? So if you're joining us, there were a few questions that we asked the delegates is, Where are you signing from and who are you? Who are you? We mean don't write your titles, your kids. We want to tap to the greatness that is within you. Who are you? How should the world define you? That is what we're looking for today. So these are the signs, and they are furthermore coming back to research as well, is that not taking a break has several impacts of you. It has got its own physical toll. Like for me, I had burnout, my body was aching, the whole body, I thought I was having a shutdown. And also work exhaustion could be you running your business and then maybe working as an employee or you're an employer. That also affects you. So that is why you really need a break, and you find that you are suffering from all the conditions. So there's these things about illnesses. Most of the illnesses, you find that is the disease that we create ourselves. So when they say disease, so just look at the word and just separate the disease. So that is the disease that you have. So when you start getting sick, ask yourself, what has been my body saying to me that I haven't been concentrating? Because when you start getting sick, you're going to go to the doctor, you're going to rest, you're going to do that. But you have been unable to give yourself that. So at times we create that disease in ourselves. So now you need to step up. You need, my coach normally says, wear your big girl panties. So we need to wear them and stand up and look in terms of our health, because this is the beautiful body that we've been given, and it's important that we take care of it. It's important that we take care of it, and so that we can flourish, so that we can show up to the world. And then another thing is the stress. All of us, we experience stress, but there's a way of managing stress. There's a way of managing your anxiety. So this is important. So you are aware of this. So now you're saying, I'm aware what I'm going to do differently. And I'll share as we are continuing. And if any of the slides is just giving you palpitations, is triggering you, do type it so that we can hear. So what can you do? So this is a session of saying why you're here. So today is what can you do? And if you are part of my sessions, normally I run the self-mastery membership every second week. Tomorrow we've got another class where we are going deeper into boundaries. So we're having the session tomorrow on the 23rd of March. So boundaries is something, when you learn to master boundaries, you'll be able to give yourself a break. You'll be able to say no. So what do these boundaries do? So basically they protect your energy, they protect your time and your emotional well-being. Because you stop saying, I gave my all, this one betrayed me, I did this for you, and all that. And then as well, there are different types of boundaries. We've got the social boundaries, time, relationship, and also the emotional well-being. So there are different types of boundaries that one has to look at. So do you have them? Also, even with your phone, if you're a business person, you know you're always busy. So 1 hour or in the evening, do you have two cell phones? Because if you're a business person and you're running your own business, if you network, I know there are people who work shifts and they're on standby because I'm a metallurgical engineer. I know how it feels. But if you're a business person, do you have two phones, one for work and one for yourself? So if there are people who are trespassing, because sometimes you say, I'm showing up because I need the income, but at times you are allowing, because the moment you allow it, you'll never have the time to think, you'll never have time for yourself. And you need to be strict with what you're saying. So whatever, be congruent. There's a way it says congruent, be aligned with who you are. So that is quite key. So are you aligned? Are you congruent? And also saying no doesn't mean you're selfish. It doesn't mean you're selfish. It means that you're respecting yourself. I've been watching a series called The Rookie. There's this guy, I don't know if anyone is watching it. They police officers who are in training, and there's this older guy who's Nolan. He said he's, I think, 46 because his mom says he's 48. And I loved how he set boundaries with his mom. His mom came to visit him, and then his mom she's quite shady. She was selling CBT. It was an oil, and this oil apparently that oil was apparently it was creating irritation on people, and she was just creating discomfort. She even went to his workplace and also took money, overcharged people, and this was impacting how we show up, because being a rookie, you have to be alert every day. You need to show up, you need to learn, because you are judged. It's like there's assessments every day. And then one day he spoke to someone who advised him about boundaries. And he, I loved how he said to his mom, he said, Mom, I love you, but I need to set boundaries for my own peace. And he booked his mom back to where she stays. And when he said that, his mom started, we call it fluking, started saying bad things to him, telling him about his father and all that. So when we are angry, when the world is angry, and that is why it's important you give from a place where people have really asked that you help them. Because some people say, did I ask you to help me? Did I do this? So we're just telling bad things to this mom was telling bad things to him, yeah, like your father and all that. Instead of saying, yes, I understand, protect your energy. Thank you for being with me and all that. So that is why boundaries we have to do it with our loved ones as well. There's one thing that we do in my home. You won't enter anyone's room unless you have knocked. And at times, even the bathroom, I've laughed at seeing my daughter even when she goes to the bathroom, because we are three in the house. She'll still knock, but you can see us, we're still sitting there, me and her dad. We're like, wow, I just love this. So you might say your kids are not doing that. You're not doing it in the house. You are the foundation of the house, so you can start creating. So whatever is triggering you, whatever is giving you anger that is making you angry, you can change how your household, you can change your business. If you don't have rules and you don't know how to set boundaries, find a coach. We can help you in terms of that. Find someone who can help you, can look at who you are. Because at times when we show up without boundaries, we're just repeating the things that we learned from our formative stage. So that is why it's important now you start unlearning those things. So I see there are other people who are joining us. As you're joining us, just tell us where are you tuning from and who are you? So you don't tell us your career, that you're a mom. We just want to know who you are. What is that greatness that within you? What is make you wake up and get excited for the day? So it's important that you say no. It's important that you say no, because it will lead to burnout, resentment. And we see it on social media where in so many women groups, women, us and me, I know I've complained to my friends, and this when I wasn't aware that I'm not setting boundaries. And I'll say the past 3 years, I've been learning to set boundaries. And it's a work in progress. And being a firstborn, you're an automatic mother to everyone. And that also, you go like, why did I do that? And later you start having resentment. So when you set boundaries, start asking yourself, are you doing this out of love? And if you are doing something, if it's not out of love, stop it. Just stop it. Even giving, if it's not coming from a place of giving of love, just stop it, because you'll have resentment. You feel like people are using you because you might have their hidden agenda. So do things out of love. So whilst we're still there, what's one boundary you need to set today? So I'm just gonna give you 30 seconds, just write down, or you can type down, what is one boundary you need to set today? I see, not to be afraid. Oh, sorry. So not to be, learn, not answering my phone, be personal so I can get a task done. So also there's a Pomodoro. It's a technique that you can use. So what you can do, you can put your phone on a flight mode and you set roughly 25 minutes and you do your work. And then after 25 minutes, you take a 5 minutes break, you do it. You do at least that for three times. And then after the third time, you take a long break. You'll see you'll be productive. Also try to find the time where you are most productive. And it doesn't mean you have to do it all the time because depending on whether you're an employee, if you're an employee, there might be targets. But if you've been given a time to finish that project, you might be able to use it to action it around your energy time. I'm also looking at your cycles, which I'm gonna share as well. So this is mind blowing. We share it with the team when we're doing on the self mastery membership in February, we were talking about energy management and vitality. How can you improve your energy? Because whether we like it or not, you need energy daily. And just being a woman, because you're a naturer, you take care of people. So thank you. Committing to me, Lisa Ho, and then Mapula, availing myself to everyone anytime, boundary to myself and social media. Yes. Saying I don't want to do something when I have time. And then Spacey saying no without feeling guilty afterwards. So I'm going to teach you, there's a technique that we're going to learn, and so that you can manage those emotions. And then Lindy will learn limits with giving and not to be afraid to say no. That's non-client if I don't know how to say no without feeling guilty. So some of the things that is important. So some of the things I'm not saying no, it's look at the responses you gave me. What that you need to create a boundary on. How is that related to your childhood? When you look at your childhood, how is that related? Because at times we start doing things based on what we saw our caregivers. Your caregivers can be your parents or people who raised you, even when you're small. Because when we come to earth, our parents are the people, they're our role models. It doesn't matter who they are, whether they're bad people according to you, whether they're good people according to you, but to you, they're your role models. And you'll always do what they do. And at times, if they were not emotionally available for you, that creates what we call an emotional wound, a mother wound or father wound. You could find that that is part of that. So ask yourself the boundary that you need to do. How is that related to how you were raised? How is that related to your childhood? What has happened for you to act like this, to feel guilty when you have to show up for yourself? Because you cannot give from a place of emptiness. You need to fill up yourself first. Because even when you came here on this earth, the first day when you screamed, it was you and your parents and those who helped mom for you to come here. And then as we navigate life, we want to control other people's life. We want to be superheroes without being asked to be superheroes. So look at that. Okay, let me see. Having my space. Boundary to set, not to allow people to take advantage of your loyalty. Yes, thank you, Stacy, for sharing. And then Laura is to listen to your body. So thank you. Continue sharing. I'll come back and read. So how do you set boundaries? So get your pens and paper. We're going to do this together. So whilst before you do that, just calm yourself. Take a deep breath in with your nose and count into 4. Just breathe in, count of 4, and you hold the breath for 7 seconds. You can do it with your eyes open or with your eyes closed. It's up to you. And you release for 8 seconds. Do a count of 8. And then again, you take another deep breath in, 4, count of 4. And you hold your breath for a count of 7. And you release. Let's do it again. This time, give it your all. Connect with your body, speak to your body. If your body is resisting, speak to it. We speak to our bodies on a daily basis. So take another deep breath in with your nose. And you hold your breath. And you release for a count of 8. So this technique helps you with anxiety, with stress, or even if you have to go to a boardroom or you have to go in and negotiate, go to the bathroom or wherever you are. Just give yourself 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, and just do this. This is to calm your nervous system, to be not in a fight and flight mode. So this helps you to calm your autonomic nervous system so that you show up fully, and other techniques that I'm going to do as well. So another one for the last time, take a deep breath. And throughout this session, you can continue doing it. If this, whilst wherever you're sitting, somebody comes and disturbs you, just calm yourself so that you can learn and listen and be nourished today. So another deep breath in for a count of 4. You hold the breath. And you breathe out with your mouth. Another deep breath in, and you release. So what can you do? So just be settled. So just identify what makes you uncomfortable. So you've written what makes you uncomfortable on the comments. So identify that again. Let's go back. What makes you uncomfortable, resentful, or drain you? So what do you do when you know that? Define the limits. So write down, I'll give you a minute, define your limits. What is okay and what is not okay. So write it down. So the question is, I can do it later. Later, you won't have time. So I'm giving you 1 minute. Write down, define those limits. What is okay, what is not okay. And if you just joined us, we are doing an activity on setting boundaries. So you need to identify what makes you uncomfortable, resentful, or drains you. And also just define your limits. What is okay and what is not okay? Because that is that thing that makes you irritated, that makes you feel drained. So write it on your notebook, because it's important that you come back to this when you get your workbook. So I'm going to send you the recording and the workbook after the session so that you can continue doing this. And then maybe after a month or 3 months, you go back to the recording and you go back to the workbook and redo, because as much as you're learning from me today, you might change 1%. But if you continue working on yourself, you get better, because transformation and healing is a journey. It's not something that you just master like that. Today, you're getting aha moments to say, oh, this is what I do. So what are your limits? Write them down on your notebook. And then knowing your limits, how are you going to communicate with those that you need to set boundaries with? So here's an example. Say maybe somebody says you need to do it now. And I'll also share an example after you've written. You write, you appreciate the offer, but I can't commit right now. So for you, what is it that you're going to start communicating? Because it's important. So part of healing is also journaling, just writing this, because you're connecting with your 5 senses that you have: your eyesight, your hearing, your touch, your feeling, and also your intuition, which is also part of the bigger scheme of who you are. So how are you going to communicate clearly and assertively your boundaries? So after doing that, one needs to be consistent with enforcing your boundaries. So today, from now on, whatever has been challenging you, the first 3 times are gonna be hard. You're just gonna sweat. You feel your heart palpitating and you just feel unsure. So your body just gonna go on a shock, but you need to do it. You need to set the tone. So that is quite important. Another example that I wanna share as well, which was shared by one of the delegates when we're doing the boundaries class, is let's say you are an employee and your boss has you've got 3 deliverables and all of a sudden your leader comes and say, I need to do this. So how can you communicate? Because you're scared, because this is the person who gave you performance appraisal, who guides you and all that. So what you can do is not managing back, it's called managing up. So what you could do is to say, ma'am or sir, these are the deliverables that you requested. And this is the time frame according to what you agreed on. And if I have to do this now, it will take the time frame of the other projects that I'm busy with. So so what do you need me to do? Are you okay? Because if I do this, everything's gonna move. I would like you to be aware of it. So what is your way forward? What needs to be done urgently, which is gonna add value to the business? Because I cannot meet all these competing requirements that you desire from me. So you need to start doing that. That is managing back. Another thing on managing back, you might be someone who's struggling to communicate who you are and you feel like your boss is not, you not have a good relationship with them. So if you want to do that, you've got a new idea, go to your boss, because some people feel like their ideas get taken by the other team, their colleagues in a meeting. Go and speak to your boss and say your idea and make him or her to show how you're going to support your leader in terms of the KPIs by implementing your project as well. So it's basically managing up and also getting their buy-in. Because sometimes you just give your all, you do something, and then by the time you go and say to your leader, it's not appreciated because you didn't involve them. Your leaders want to be involved in what you're doing. So it's quite important you do that. So that's another trick that you can do. So we do have our guest. So you can unmute Zandile, then you can. So I'm just gonna bring her in before we continue with another step where we're gonna talk about monthly cycles, what you can do. So Zandile, her name is Zandile Mia. She's a geologist. She'll share who she is. And because when I advertised this, she just said, Sisi, I want to share. I love this topic. I want to share. I want to add value to this. So go ahead. I'm going to mute myself. I don't know if we can see you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Tieni, for this opportunity. My name is Zandile. I'm originally from KZN, but I'm based in Joburg. Professionally, I'm a geologist. I've been a geologist for 21 years. I have one daughter. She's 5 years old. So when I saw the status on Tieni's account, I did say to her I would like to participate and just maybe share a little bit of my story. So having worked for like 21 years in the same industry, male-dominated, where you always have to pitch up, you have to be confident, you need to know your craft. There's no room for you, to be weak. You have to put your best foot forward. As much as it's been a great, rewarding career, there are times when life happens. We know what COVID did to us. It changed our lives. 2019, I lost 2 uncles. 2021, my dad passed away. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer. 8 months down the line, it was my mom. She was diabetic. And I remember on Sunday after the funeral, as we gathered with my siblings trying to plan, the way we're just going to do things going forward. My late brother, he indicated that he wasn't feeling well. and he had made arrangements for him to be checked in hospital. I think towards the end of the very same week, he was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Those who know, those who are familiar with colon cancer, they know that it can be aggressive, but he managed to fight it for like 3 years until last year in June, when I got a call from an older sister of mine. She's a professional nurse. She said to me, no, she believes that he was just getting weak as much as he was, undergoing the chemotherapy and all the treatments. I mean, I remember I was even trying to send him, some cancer-related treatments that I've had from a colleague of mine. She just managed to fight breast cancer. So I figured that maybe I even connected him to that colleague of mine just to, motivate him and support him the best way we can. We had a strong relationship. I come after him. He just bought himself a new house. He had so much that he wanted to fulfill. So until that one day where I got the call, I needed to go to KZN. That time I didn't even book a flight. I just decided to drive down. I went. The whole week we're going to the hospital just to check on him, pray for him, motivate him. Until Saturday. Saturday, I drove back from KZN to Joburg, and we got to Joburg around 5 with my daughter. And then around past 7, I got a call from my sister. Then she told me that unfortunately he had passed away. The following day, Sunday, I needed to go back again. I decided to drive again. Now, with everything that has happened in my life, I figured that, with my parents' death, like with my dad's death, I remember it was during the KZN July unrest. I got a call from work. Zandi, a few days after the funeral, when are you coming back to the mine? We need you here. Okay, you need to pack up again. You need to go back to the job. You're needed there. Mom's dead. 8 months down the line, more or less the same thing happens. And then with my brother, I was looking at my leave form. It was 20 days inclusive the week that I had taken when he was still, in the ICU. And then a few days just to prepare for the funeral. Now, we know that as women, we wear different hats in our families. We are fixers, we are executors. We basically wear different caps. And at times we neglect ourselves. 2023, because the career is going well, I'm getting the certificates of recognition, I'm getting financial retention, it's all well. But then there's a side of me, like emotionally, I feel like with all the losses I've had, I've been sort of rushing through everything. Everything is a rush. One time I was bathing my 5-year-old daughter, and she said to me, "Mom, you're always rushing." And those words, they really hit me hard. Another instance that actually made me realize that I'm not really present. I'm present, but not all the time for my daughter, because with my work, they fly me to the mine on Monday morning. So past 4 early in the morning, I'm up getting ready to get to the airport. Friday evenings, I'm back. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. And then basically, I'm a weekend mom. So what happened was January 2024. There was Section 189. I currently work for a diamond mine, so the diamond market is not doing well. So there was Section 189 retrenchment, and I was impacted. It was quite an eye opener, because I'm thinking I've always been dedicated. I'm passionate about the work that I do, but I'd also realized that I had sort of reached a stage where my work doesn't challenge me anymore. So it felt like it was becoming monotonous. So when the Section 189 came through, I decided to start working on a plan. And in 2023, one thing that opened my eyes was the course that I enrolled for at the University of Cape Town. It was a leadership and management practice course. That course, it opened my eyes because it made me realize that for 21 years, I've been focusing on one aspect of my career. I mean, when I engaged with engineers from other companies, like the conversation is versatile, and I'm thinking to myself, oh shucks, I'm stuck in this mining space. I can't say much when it comes to things like strategy, technology and innovation. So there's something that I really need to work on. I went back to my work environment, and I engaged my managers about it, just to indicate that I've got a different interest, as part of career growth, and progression. I also consulted Tieni. I mean, Tieni, I've known her since, when was it? Early 2000s? I think 2005, when I got to finish mine. That was the first time I actually met Ntieni, So she has always been, big sister to me, full of wisdom. I admire her, with all the achievements that she's made in her life. So we underwent some counseling because the course demanded that you have to look at yourself, understand why you behave the way you do, why you don't have boundaries. So like if we all have weaknesses, how do you go about, improving on those weaknesses so that you become a well-rounded human being? So I did that. And then for me, after the first section 189, I just decided to be intentional about my plan because one, I'm no longer so excited about going to work. I've got a daughter who asked me on Monday mornings, Mom, can I please come with you? I leave her in my house in Joburg. I've got a wonderful helper. I leave her with my helper and then I'm off up until I come back on Friday. We rely on video calls just to check on one another. So I felt really bad about it. And also one time when I was dropping her, so I had requested to work from home one Monday morning. So when I dropped her there, one of the kids said, "Oh, so you do have a mom after all." That hit me hard because I realized that I'm really not in her life. I'm not really that active, as much as I need to go and, make money, make sure that, because that's what I'll normally say to her. I need to go and work so that we can have a house, the food, everything that we have. So I started working on this plan of mine in terms of like, okay, what are other means that I can make use of, to make money. So I did that. I started a small decor business in 2022. I said to myself, it's just going to give me, an indication how one is supposed to handle finances because I've heard of stories where people they start businesses, they start on a positive, but then the next thing, things that don't go well because of mismanagement of money. So I started small and then I decided to also start up a consulting business. I actually launched it yesterday, a consulting business. I took the VSP in October. The bosses, obviously, they were not happy. They were trying to convince me to go back and stay in the mining town. I politely declined. They said they understand this time I'm putting myself first, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I I've just made a lifestyle change as well. Because of the experience that I have, I do have good networks. So there are people who are actually willing to take me in with the intention of me focusing on the things that I want to improve on. Like one of the major skills as geologists that we need to have is resource modeling, and I'm not good with that. So I'm fortunate enough that there is a company that is willing to take me in once I'm ready, because I told them I just need some time to myself, going through some counseling as well, just to, get over, the losses I've had and just to be in touch with myself. I'm enjoying every moment of it. Yeah, I'm just having the best time of my life, to be quite honest. I don't have to have that anxiety that I need to prepare for a meeting. I have to compile a report that needs to be submitted by 8 o'clock, the following morning. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to, put a pause or press that pause button in my life so that I can just focus on myself whilst giving more attention to my 5-year-old. Thank you so much for listening to my story.
Thank you so much, Zandile, for sharing. It's an honor, and I trust the story has inspired. I would like to take 3 questions because she has to dash off. If there's anyone who would like to ask any questions quickly, 3 people. So just unmute the first one, and then we can let her go.
Right, can I go for it?
Yes, Hotatsu, you can go ahead, and then we'll take Tuli, and then I haven't seen the third one. So it's Hotatsu and then Tuli. So go ahead.
Thank you so much for this session. Thank you, Zandila, for sharing your story. I just want to share because with Zandila, how did you know to do deco and consulting? Because I'm in the same phase of my life where I'm preparing also for after work what I want to do. But I find myself I'm kind of stuck. Once I'm doing coaching as well, but I'm finding myself I know there's just so much inside of me that I need to give, but I'm not sure exactly what to give and where to start. Although I started with coaching, but I feel there's more that I still need to be doing. So I find myself very conflicted, also not knowing what to do. But I know that there's more that I need to be doing. So my question is, how did you then identify that it's deco that you want to do in consulting, and what are you consulting in?
Okay, that's a very good question, right? So in 2022, I was turning 40, and I was quite specific about the type of decor that I'd wanted, during my celebration. In March, I had just, lost my mom, and my birthday is actually in February. It's on the 4th of February. So obviously, I didn't have any celebration because she was already sick, early in the year. It was actually a friend of mine who convinced me that, no, Zandi, you know what? You deserve to celebrate yourself, because I was fine with not having the celebration, but she insisted that, you know what, with everything that you've gone through, you work hard, you need to do something about it. And boy, did I go out of my way to make sure that I had that one. But one of the things that became a challenge was finding some, they call them the marquee LED lights. So originally I'm from the township in KZN. They call it Umlazine. So I tried to check around my township if there were any people who could supply me with those. And I couldn't find any person. I remember I got them from a white lady based in Gillett, north of Durban, right? And for me, that was an opportunity. I said to myself, okay, if I can't find this light within the whole township where I stay, because I've got a niece, a step niece who actually runs a full on decor business. I mean, she was trying to help me to get those lights, but we couldn't. For me, that was an opportunity to say, okay, obviously there's a need. I guess that's part of being an entrepreneur. They say you don't need to always identify a market gap, try to provide a service that is actually a necessity or that is required. So that's how I came about with that. And it's doing well. Obviously, it's got high times, like as in peak times, and then during school, openings, most people are not thinking about, birthdays and celebrations, but so far I'm enjoying it. It's based in KZN. I have someone who's looking after it. There's an electrician who looks after the lights. So yeah, that's how it came about actually. And I like the fact that it doesn't need me to be hands-on. I just make sure that the people are looking after them and they're well stored as well.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Sandy.
Hi, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm driving.
Yes, we can.
Zandile, I just wanted to applaud you for sharing your story. It's such a heavy story, but the fact that you can actually now talk about it like normally, narrate it so well. I think you are on your journey for healing. You are healing already. Thank you so much for sharing such a wonderful story with us. The question I have with you, what is the one thing that you can, in a nutshell, tell every lady here that is working and navigating life, and especially most of us, work takes priority over our personal life? What is the one thing that you can actually just say to us?
Oh, that's a really powerful question that you're asking me. I like it a lot. I'm actually getting a bit emotional because I'm thinking to myself, with my role that I play in my family, I'm a middle child. I always have to show up strong. I'm the one who needs to come up with the solutions, like the way forward. I'm the one who needs to come up with the solutions, sustainable solutions to whatever problems that we have. So in the midst of being, I don't know, superwoman, somehow we tend to neglect our emotional and mental well-beings. um, that is quite important. I like to run. I always say when I run, I de-stress. but at the same time, I realized that I've got, some healing that I need to do, which is why I had to, do the counseling with Nzieni 2023. Last night I was just finishing my homework that I was given when I started again with my second part of the counseling last week. So if we can just have that holistic approach in terms of taking care of ourselves. I know we like to take care of ourselves physically, we want to appear beautiful and all of that, but we need to make sure that emotionally, psychologically, spiritually as well, we are, strong. We need to make ways and means to make sure that, we are powerful when it comes to those characteristics.
Thanks for that, Zandile. I also happen to be in the mining space and I run. I think we should really connect.
That's wonderful.
I'm looking forward to that. I'll reach out to Nzieni.
That will be awesome, Sissy. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow, thank you so much.
And I'm also in KZN.
Oh, okay. That's even
Okay,
better.
cool. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Zandile. The last person who wants to ask, then we release her. Okay, so it's a mute. So thank you so much, Zandile. We really appreciate you. So take care of yourself, and yeah, we'll connect. And happy
Thanks,
week.
Jenny.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So I trust everyone is inspired. You had a lot of reflection as she is listening, as she was sharing, and also you listen to the recording and just sit with yourself. So when you listen to the recording, close your room, just tell your kids you need at least an hour just to be yourself, just to have that self-reflection. So this is an opportunity to have that honest discussion, have that honest meeting with yourself, because you're the CEO of your life. Not everyone, not your kids, not your partner, not your mom, not your dad, not your siblings, not your boss. You are the CEO of your life. You set the tone, and it's hard to do that. So another thing to set boundaries is handling guilt and pushback with confidence. So boundaries define our limits and protect our inner peace. This is by Brené Brown. So it's important. So they define your peace, because if you don't have peace within you, you're going to get sick. You're going to get all these ailments. And I just loved what Zandile said, as much as we have been taught to look at our physical health, it's important to look at ourselves holistically. That includes your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual. So it's important you look at those things as well, not only just your exercising, because as much as you exercise the body, so your gut health and what you put in your mouth and your mind, because everything that you do runs in the mind. So we need to start rewiring how we do things. Normally, when we come to you on earth, we are these perfect souls, perfect beings from the first day we start screaming and say we need attention. And as we grow day by day and navigate life, we start, because we like modeling others, we start modeling and learning things which also impact us. Some are good, some are impact us. And when you start getting older, you start dealing with your negative emotions, dealing with your beliefs, self-sabotaging things, and you deal with the things that those people you trust that told you you're not good enough, you're not worthy. And I just want to tell you, it's time to unlearn those, because if you remember the day, you might say I was young, can't remember, but your whole body remembers the day you were born, you were a perfect human being. Now is the time for you to unlearn all this reprogramming that makes you not feel good enough. And you've got the opportunity to do that. And just being here today is part of that. So you are a perfect human being. It's just that now you need to unlearn those things which are not working for you, mind, body, and spirit, that are impacting you. And then one of the things that you can do to give yourself a break is to understand your cycle. I don't know how many of you understand your cycle, but those who attend my self-mastery classes, they know now, because I did cover in detail this. So type down, do you know, is it the first time you're seeing this? For you to be aware, you being aware of your menstrual cycle. So normally when we menstruate, our cycle is very different from male. So you can see ours have got it's going haywire, but a male hormone is different. And at times when we deal with men, we expect them to be able to think what we're thinking. And that is why it's important that you express yourself and you become a better person. So normally the first 1 to 5 days, they are your menstrual cycle. We call it the rest and the reflect. So this is the opportunity where you find that your energy is low. You need to practice self-care. So that is important. And these days, the time for journaling, reviewing your goals, and also to do deep self-reflection. And then after 5 days, you get to the follicular phase, which is the growth and the creativity. Because here your energy is high. You can plan and you can start your project. And then you get to the ovulation stage where you are full of confidence and socializing. That is at your peak. So if you haven't tagged or tracked your menstrual cycle. So it's important that you do this. And if you're a business owner or you are running projects, to see when you're energetic and also to see when you can be productive. And it doesn't mean you can't do your work, but you just learn, knowing this knowledge, just learn how you are going to do things differently and so that you can benefit yourself. And then the last is the 18 to 20 is the day of focus and completion. So your energies decline. So as you are learning, you learned about boundaries. Now optimize your menstrual cycle. There might be a book you need to write. There might be a project you need to implement. So just look around your menstrual cycle and how you can do things differently. And you see you're going to achieve everything that you have, that you need to action. So is it the first time you understand how each day, how these phases work? So just type on the comments. Is it the first time? Are you going to do things differently? Is it an aha moment? What is happening? Okay, Hutan says the first time seeing this. I'm on the floor moment. Mpulaheng. Yes, it's the first time. So ladies, we need to know ourselves. We need to know ourselves. So we tend to want to give ourselves, give our all. And at times we're giving our all when we're at our lowest and you feel drained. So now strategize how you're going to give your best and also communicate. So it's quite important that you communicate. Bali, Virginia says the first time. So most of you, it's not the first time. Nokwazi, Bali, Virginia. Okay. Onesimo as well. It makes sense now. Melissa says, makes sense now why I'm at my lowest. Thank you for this. So for you to give your best, you need to know how your body, because this is the machine that even when you start looking at the emotional, when you look at your mental, when you look at your spiritual, no one will ever understand you. So that is why you need to know yourself holistically. And it's important that you know yourself, not your partner knowing everything about you and when you don't know how your body works. And another thing is to do the mirror work. Another thing, understand who you are at a deeper level. So mirror work, what can you do? You get a mirror, you close the door, you can lock if you've got kids who just goes to your room. And you start talking to your body, you start looking at your body, everything about your body, and you speak to it and you appreciate it. Normally, Instagram and all this makes you not to appreciate, but this is the body that makes you wake up on a daily basis. So you need to start appreciating, talking to it before people tell you you've got this and this. So do the mirror work and appreciate and hug yourself. So that is quite key. So most of you, Lil Tandi, but Tandi, you share a name with my daughter. So and we are related. So I hope it's not my daughter who is dialed in. I love the mirror work. That is what Monaru says, started thanking my body. So thank your body. You'll see at times as well, when we are sick, it's your body talking to you. So you being compassionate, saying all these things that you say to your kids and everyone, start with yourself. You see, you'll heal yourself faster. It's like going to the doctor. Going to the doctor, you say, I'm going to the doctor because I'm there. By the time you step into that facility, you have healed. And the pills that they'll give you is just to help you in terms of your healing. But start being positive. So the mirror work is important. And then the last one, or the last two, as we step in, I know by past, we should be done because I have got an interview that I need to do, that I do on a weekly basis. It's a radio quiz. So if you have time, so do tune in at 12 on radio quiz. So every week I provide empowerment topics. Today we're talking about emotional intelligence. So do join us. So self-care is not selfish, it's a necessity, it's not a luxury. So it's important. And when we think about what Zandile shared, taking care of yourself, and another thing that I learned is that at times we take achievement and a qualification define us, and we forget who we are. So it has to balance. You need to know yourself, your emotional, mentally, spiritual. So you find that with achievement, you're just concentrating on the mental part and you still achieve and you feel like nobody appreciates because you're not balancing. So look at yourself emotionally. Mapule said started with mindfulness on my body, and then Cindy saw mirror work. Mpo has never heard of it. Mapula, okay. So guys, it's important that you do that. And then you take care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and socially. I should have written socially as well, because social care, it's important how you navigate out there. And then what can you do? It's doing daily checking, setting intentions every morning. So your morning routine is quite important. Your morning routine, the first 30 minutes of your day sets the scene for the day. If you're someone who wakes up, because our phones wakes up and you go to TikTok, you go to Facebook, already, because we're all energetically connected, you start taking the energy of that person who posted. If they were posting no matter how beautiful or how engaging that post is, you are taking their energy. So that is why you have to preserve your energy. So one of the things you can do with your morning routine, the first, make sure your gadget is far away. And then you wake up, you send gratitude. So you can say it louder because you're saying to the universe, I'm grateful for what I have now. I desire more, and the universe will give you more. Then you pray or you meditate, whatever spirituality that you do, or it's walking down there, or it's meditating, whatever you do, your spiritual practice, because that is the foundation that even when the world is against you, you're able to go back and ground yourself. So whatever spirituality means to you, do it because you need it to nourish yourself because everything starts with you. And then after that, you can have a glass of water that is fresh lemon, not the one in a bottle. You put it in warm water and you drink. So when we're sleeping, our internal organs are working hard. So you're flushing out the toxins. So if you're someone with IBS, you can just have water and just flush out your system. And then you find a song that you love that is 5 minutes, whether it's the song is 5 minutes or 3 minutes, just find, and you move your body. You can do squats, you can do push-ups, you can do wall push-ups. Somebody said I cannot stand on my knees, I'm older. So just do wall push-ups or you do squats, but you need to move your body because as women, wherever you are, you take people's traumas, you take people's, because we're naturers and we store that mostly in our womb. So that's another topic for another day. So you need to release that stress. So you need to release it. So it's important you do that. And then after that, you can go to gym and do that. And then you set your intention. So you visualize how your day needs to be. You visualize how it should be from the morning to the evening. And then you'll see when you start doing this, after 7 days, it becomes much better. You're able to understand. And then you you look at your life, you find that every evening, and you also look at your day, you find that 80% of your day happened as you visualize it. So the power is in you setting those boundaries. So that is quite important. And then also, there's mental health benefits in terms of taking care of yourself. Your productivity improves. So you need to take breaks as well. So it's important if you're someone who stays in the office every hour or every 45 minutes, take a break and rest. That is why consciously this year I took Wednesdays as my rest day because weekends I'm busy. Tomorrow I've got the self-mastery membership class, and then Monday is the 12 weeks relationship course. We are starting sessions week 7. So I'm working, so it's hectic. So Wednesdays is my rest day. So find your rest day. And you might say, I don't have the full day. Find time where you can just switch off from everything. Start with 3 hours or 2 hours in a week, or you say on Sundays, this is my rest day. So it's important because you cannot give from a place of like you need to feed yourself, and also have your gadget off. So you can also have your rest day and your social media off day, so you can put it together. You'll see, because there's so much stimuli that is happening on social media, on our emails. But in terms of you coming up with that great idea, your body needs to rest. Your brain needs to rest. Your body needs to heal. So start being unapologetic about your rest day. So that is important. And then also it's your mindset. So this is what I do mostly when I run my classes. My goal is to change the way you think about things, mindset. And just write down, why do you feel guilty about resting? Just write it down. Why do you feel guilty about resting? If you don't have a rest day, to those who don't have rest days, just type it down. I want to hear your comments. Why do you feel down? Don't copy my my answer, which is being superwoman syndrome. So why do you feel guilty? I'm not saying everyone feels guilty about resting, those who feel guilty. So you can share. So Neo says, Neo says, mom says being lazy, scared to be judged. Okay. Could use the money, but the money needs you to rest because that idea, the fear of missing out, what job is waiting for me? Yes. Okay. So all I'm asking, just find 1 hour or 2 hours where your phone and you speak to your body, you speak to yourself, you have that meeting and say, this next hour, mind, body, and spirit is my resting time. And you'll see positive things are going to happen. So start with 1 hour, then you increase maybe to 1 day. But all I'm asking, just start with something. Jenlin says, if I rest, there's a lot of activity that needs to be done. So Prioritising says, what is resting? It's sleeping. So that's what I'm asking, sleeping. So since I started the Wednesday rest, I'll wake up and set up for everyone, my daughter and her dad. So I start speaking to my body, and then the moment I sit and start to do something, my eyes close. So this is how powerful you are. Start speaking to yourself. My eyes closed, then I go and sleep and rest. And I've seen when I rest, I sleep for 5 hours also during the day, and that has helped. And when I wake up, I'm renewed. So start speaking, and I like, because I'm gonna send you the recording. So after a week, just tell me, how is your rest? How are you navigating it? And what benefits you're getting. So we'll continue. I'm loving the comments, but start having that honest conversation with yourself. Remember, you're the CEO of your life. And then also is to affirm yourself. So affirmations you have to do at least for 21 days for your mind to change, because you've got the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. I'll also include on the recording the difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So that recording, it's 1 hour. So you understand why at times when you set a goal in January to do this, maybe to start gym, and then within a week you stop going to gym. And then when you start going back, there's that resistance, how your mind works because of your reticular articulation system, your amygdala, and resisting because it has been conditioned for you. So that's why if you want to change anything in your life, you repeat it at least for 21 days or more. So it's to affirm yourself. So as we're about to end, there's some reflection that I'd like you guys to do. Is what are the 3 things draining your energy right now? Just write them down. What are the 3 things draining your energy now? Don't overthink them, write them. You can write them on the chat. Okay, whilst they're writing, let me read. Does it count as a rest if I'm binge watching series to make? No, it's not rest because you're using your brain. You need to rest. You need to rest. You need to switch off. Morales says when 3 things. People write them down. That's a classic. So resting is switching off from everything. So if you can, if you're struggling, go to nature, but make sure you don't have your gadget. Go to the sea, go on a hike, just for you to rest. But make sure you don't have your gadget where you're taking photos and updating us that you're on a hike. So it's where you'll see nature is soothing, it's relaxing. Expectations from people, work, family, church. Thank you, Vami, for sharing. Yo, I'm burning. It's hot here in Richards Bay. Okay, so after writing what is draining you, what are the 3 things that bring peace and joy? Because you need to do a lot of those. And then also write down how can you do more of what fuels you and less what drains you. So create that commitment. Remember, you're the CEO of your life, so create that commitment. Write it also on your notebook. So what are you going to do differently? So what can you do more of that fuels you? So those are the questions. So you have written that. So this is the homework, which will also come with your workbooks that I'm going to share. Choose one boundary to implement this week and schedule your me time into your calendar. So Mpume says, can you binge? So if you want to binge, find something as well which makes you laugh, not something that is gonna make you to think and analyze what was something that could make you laugh, because we don't have time to laugh most of the time because we're busy fighting fires. So find out something. You can watch something that makes you laugh, that will bring the child in you. It's important that you bring the child in you. The child in you, you tap to your freedom. So, and then also practice to say no without over explaining. And then seek support, community. I saw most of you, some have been sharing numbers because you saw there's someone you connect with. It's important that you're in a community. 2025 is full of drama. So find a community. If it's a coaching program, find a coach who's running programs that you can connect with to be part of that community, so that you've got a place that you can go and just know that you're not alone. How to get a mentor. If you're on LinkedIn, look for mentors. And also do get professional help. And Zandile spoke about that. As much as we look at our physical bodies, what we eat and all that, look at your mental and your psychological health. We've got a lot of trauma, so most of us are in different wards. Some are in ICU because we are wounded. Sometimes you're not aware that you're wounded, but the way you project yourself to others, people see the wound. So we are all wounded, but we're in different wards. Some they're in ICU, some they're in high care, some they're in general ward, some they're about to be released because they're working on themselves. So all of us were in different stages of our healing and transformation. That is why it's important that you work on yourself holistically. So Kinalimang asks, how do you find a mentor? So I don't know where you spend your time on social media or even where you work. You can find a mentor. Like this year, I'm part of Women in Business. I'm running the mentorship portfolio. So Women in Business, helping those. And also I'm part of still do engineering. I'm part of SAIM, South African Institution and Mining and Metals. So I volunteered to mentor a few people. So they've allocated people that I can mentor. So you need to look in your area of work, whether it's business, and wherever you are, you need to network. If you are a business person, you need to start networking. Running a business is not child's play. It's challenging, but it's fulfilling. But you need to have the support. You need to go where you'll be enriched. And also you can join my sessions as well. But that is what you can do. Or also we can take it further. I'll understand what you need, and then you can connect with Morale. She's a global network connector. You can see maybe there might be other programs that are that are running mentorship if you're not in business. But if you're in business, you can reach out to me. You can join the Women in Business, and then we can allocate you a mentor. Okay. Dangerous to be driving while in IC. Trying to. Yes, we need to. That is why you need to breathe when you're driving, because people are going through the most. People are going through the most. We are all sick, but we're in different wards. So that will help you, because at times you expect people to behave differently to understand where you're coming from. Bona, we wear makeups. Now I've got my coach, I've got my mentor, I've got my therapist, I've got my sponsor. We are not perfect. We are perfect. We're imperfect human beings who are so perfect, but based on our upbringing, what our teachers, what our friends, what the bully said to us, it changed the way we think. It changed how we believe in ourselves. So that is quite important. And then the workbook that I'm going to share, so work on it. And then another thing, you can join one of my programs if you are ready to work or you need one-on-one. So the group ones, they are quite interesting because you learn from others as well. So that is what you can do. And then also I'll be running the Give Yourself a Break session. So I'll do one in Richards because that's where I'm based. And then I'll also do one in Gauteng. And then also, if there's a more need in other places, Cape Town and Devon, yeah. So when I send the recording, let me know if you're interested in those sessions. We'll send you more where we meet physically, because we need to heal. We need to show up. We are the answers to the chaos that is happening in the world. I know there might be people who don't have kids, but we are creators. We are creators. We've got the womb. The womb is there to create, to nurture. And being a woman is about nurturing. So places, they need nurturing, but you cannot nurture from a place of being wounded, because every person who's hurt will continue hurting others. And also, it's everywhere. It's toxic everywhere in every industry, medicine or whatever, mining. People, they, like I said, all of us are in ICU. So it's how the thing that will separate you from everyone is understanding, it's reprogramming your mind and setting your morning routine so that no one, even if somebody comes with their negative energy, where now you know how to ground yourself, how to manage those things as well. So we'd had our inspirational from Zandile. So as we end, energy, not time, is the fundamental currency of high performance. And you cannot give if you don't have energy. And that comes back to grounding yourself, setting boundaries, taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So with that being said, thank you so much, ladies. You will get a recording if you've got any questions. So I'm here to listen. So up to quarter two, I'll be here, and then after that, I'll be switching off. So do you have any questions? How was the session? Also, it will be nice. Also, if you're on socials, just share how the session was as well. Maybe then we can send recordings to those who missed out, and they can reach out. So do share and tag me along how valuable the session was. Any questions? So I do have your emails. That's why you registered. It makes it easier. Thank you, Morado, for that. Okay, Refile said the session is over. So do take us along and just share. Because another thing, we've been programmed not to take care of ourselves. If there's an emergency at school or something, our child, you're able to go and spend money on that. What I'm asking you, spend money on personal development. It doesn't matter who's offering it. Find someone you resonate with and go and work on yourself, because we are all in different worlds. Whether it's a psychologist, a therapist, a coach, or you want to join because I also run retreats, I also run workshop, I facilitate. So every second week is the self-mastery membership, and then Mondays is the relationship course, and then the next intake for the 12 weeks relationship course, we are starting on the 5th of May. We're busy finishing with the current group as well. Then now and then I do all these free sessions now and then. So be aware. So subscribe to follow our social media. So that is where you can then, and also even your email address, I'll share more as well. So how was the session? Thank you so much for choosing you. And I trust you've learned how to give yourself a break. Utilize those tools. Even if you don't have a coach and mentor, but utilize what I shared today. You'll see your life will change at least 10%. And 10% is better than anything when you have to change how your mind works. Yes, and I trust you. Women's Day. So do enjoy this amazing Women's Day. It has been an honor just to add value. And yeah, I left engineering so that I can empower women. I remember when I was 30, I was going through a midlife crisis, and I was asking myself, who's gonna help me? There's no group coaching and all that, because I always thought like therapists and psychologists will always give me pills. I hate pills. If I go to them, they'll think like I'm mad. No, we are here, so there is someone you can talk to, but we will check if you really need medication, because some of the issues you need. But where there isn't medication, get a coach, get an NLP practitioner, get a negative emotional therapy practitioner, because we can help you. So thank you so much. Anyone wants to ask a question, I'm here. So I'm here until 2:15, then I can get ready for my next appointment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wow. Thank you for celebrating Women's Day with me. I'm just gonna stop there. Yes, Lindy, where?
Hi, Coach Mashudu. Thank you so much for the session.
I just want to find out the relationship that's starting on the 5th of May.
Is the relationship course. So I'm currently on the second cohort. So the third cohort is starting on the 5th of May. So we meet every Monday between 6 to 8 p.m. And then we look at different themes. So let me just read the themes for you, the different sessions whilst here. Because we go deeper, because the relationship, every relationship, if you've got issues with Mjolo, it's got nothing to do with Mjolo. It has got a lot to do with you, how you raise. So we go deeper in terms of addressing that. And the first 7 sessions are just looking at you before we look at other people. So session 1 is about building a relationship with yourself. And then session 2 is deepening the relationship with yourself. And then session 3 is self-awareness. And also with each class, there's a workbook. Each class, there's a work. That's why we do it on Monday. So the whole week you've got time to do the work. And also there's a WhatsApp group for support. Like most of the ladies who are here, they're part of the other groups. Session 4, it's exploring relationship patterns. And then session 5, it's healing childhood trauma. And then session 6 is healing the father wound. And then Monday session, we're gonna do healing the mother wound. It has been quite emotional. And then session 8 is to break free from trauma. And then session 9 is exploring the types of relationships, why you're in those relationships. And then session 10, we look at the soul contracts and cutting the energetic cords. And then it's building healthy relationships. So now you've looked at yourself. So roughly the first 10 sessions, just looking at you holistically before you even bring people and say my mother, my dad, and all that. And then session 11, it's building healthy relationship. And then session 12, it's manifesting your ideal relationship. So I realized there's one session which is missing. So I'll be organizing with the cohort that finished and the current one. We're also looking at the feminine and the masculine energy. So that will be an edit on. So I will combine that for those two. But for those who are joining on the 5th of May, it will be part of the classes as well. So that is what we'll be doing. So it's looking at you holistically, because the relationship, you might not be in a mjolo, but you've got issues with your boss, you've got issues with your colleagues. So those people, they are the mirror of the shadow work or the inner work or your traumas that you have that you're not aware of. So everyone that triggers you, just be grateful. I know it doesn't sound good, but you need to be grateful because they show you what are the other hidden part of you that you haven't healed. That's why we need, as much as we exercise, we need to look at our mental and physical, psychological health. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, thank you so much. Have a lovely day, and I trust you're not the same person who was here. So remember to tag us and share how the course was on social media, and also you will get the emails later today and do the work. Yeah, but just love yourself, hug yourself. So those who are still here, just hug yourself. Just hug yourself. Just say, I love you. Thank you. And just say, I'm grateful that I chose me today. So just do that. Some people, they don't know how to hug themselves. They're waiting for their partner. So just hug yourself. I'm hugging myself as well. And just be grateful. Send this gratitude to the universe. Okay, Matao says, I'm glad I was selfish about my time this morning enjoying this instead of tending to other people and the household needs. Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you. Okay, Sanzeni, looking forward to the recording. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So any other questions? Everyone seems to be happy, and thank you for choosing you. It's hard to choose you on a Saturday. So I tried not to do it whilst people go for park run and say, you won't have an excuse and say, I need to drop off my child. 10 was, okay. Who's unmuting? Pure I love you too. Thank you. Forces of, okay, let me just stop recording.